Hey, so are you overwhelmed by large crowds? So maybe you get claustrophobic, you feel like you can't breathe, or you start to panic and it feels like the walls are closing in and you can't escape. So if that's something you experience, stick around, because in this video, I'm gonna explain exactly what you need to know to overcome your fear of crowds, and then give you some practical tips by the end of the video for how to overcome this for good. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's get into this right now. And so let's get right into this. This is a topic I'm very passionate about because I was extremely agoraphobic for a long time, and I had just an intense fear of large crowds, extremely claustrophobic, panic attacks, the whole deal. And I want to help you understand right off the bat, the reason that you have this fear of crowds is essentially what it comes down to is an incongruence between your mind and your body. And so essentially your body's signaling danger to your brain, but your brain can't give a message back to your body that everything's okay. And so what happens? This panic sets in. And so overall, why does this panic happen? Why is that signal going off? And so think about it like this. When you come into contact with somebody, they don't even have to speak for you to pick up and start sensing their energy. If they have hostile energy, you can already pick that up without them having to say a word. And the same goes as if they're happy, joyful, you can pick that up. All human beings have this ability to pick up through our nervous systems what other people are feeling. It's not only empaths, it's not only sensitive people. Every human being has this ability. And so what are you really picking up on is what they're feeling internally. Every feeling, every emotion, it has a vibration to it. Emotions are energy in motion. So whatever they're feeling, those emotions are vibrating at a certain frequency, and you're picking up on that energy. You're picking up on that frequency. Now think about when you go into a crowd or a group, times that by 100, times that by 1,000, depending on the size of the crowd. And so you can get the picture how intense that can be for your body, for your nervous system to pick up on all of that energy. And so you could be feeling more feelings than you need to. You could be more sensitive than you need to be ultimately, because you carry a lot of old feelings, old suppressed feelings from the past that get triggered when you go into these groups or these large crowds. And I'll give you an example. I remember riding the bus. Even the bus became such a problem because I didn't know if I was gonna have a panic attack. I did have a number of panic attacks on the bus, but I didn't know when I was gonna be triggered again. So it became extremely overwhelming for me to just, walk into the bus, take a breath and be like, oh my goodness, am I gonna get another one? So I remember this one time we're driving home and our bus gets stuck on the hill. It doesn't snow here much in Vancouver, but when it does snow, people freak out, and our bus gets stuck on the hill. And I remember the bus gets stuck, and then bang, I remember just the notification, just the notice that the bus was stuck. We're not going anywhere. We're stuck on the hill. I'm stuck in this kind of closed off space with this crowd of people on the bus. And everyone's close together, it's pretty jam-packed. And I remember just a surge of anxiety coming up. And I'm trying to reassure myself up here. Remember that incongruence we talked about? My body's going crazy, my heart rate's going up, can't breathe, but up here I'm trying to reassure myself that I'm overreacting, it's gonna be okay. And then what made it worse is I would look up at people and they had no reaction. They weren't freaking out. They were just like looking at their phone or just like bored. They're looking out the window, no reaction whatsoever. And I'm looking around, that heightens the anxiety even more, and I feel this panic coming more and more and more. And I have all these thoughts like, should I push this girl in front of me? Should I push her out of the way and try to run out the door? Should I yell to the bus driver, hey, can I get out here, please? No way I was gonna yell because I had such bad social anxiety. I couldn't speak in front of people. That wasn't an option. So then again, it gets higher because now I feel even more and more trapped. And usually what happened, I remember when I used to have these panic attacks, is I would black out. So in that moment, the surge comes up and the panic gets more and more and more, and I start hyperventilating. I black out for a few seconds and I come back too. And that's an extremely scary experience, right? Like panicking so bad to the point where you're blacking out, you're hyperventilating, and you're waking up and just making sure that you didn't fall over, you're not on the ground, people aren't staring at you and things like that. So let's break down that moment though. So when the bus stops, it's stuck on the hill, we get a notification from the bus driver, we're stuck, we're not moving, we're gonna be here for a while. And so it's actually my body that gets activated. So the body starts sensing there's danger, the body starts going. And usually what happens is when the body gets activated, your mind, the front of your mind, the rational mind, the one that you can think, reason, intellectualize, analyze, keep things calm, sends a signal back to the body that everything's okay. But in this moment, if you suffer from this extreme kind of panic, claustrophobia, this absolute overwhelming crowds, your rational brain actually stops working. So it can't send that signal back to the body that things are okay. And so if you're enjoying this video, what you can do is download your free ebook. I'm gonna link it below the video. You can download that, read it for free, because it's gonna show you exactly where those old feelings are coming from. Where those old feelings are coming from, what's caused you to get sensitized and take on so much other people's energy to the point where it's overwhelming, and then release those feelings so it doesn't overwhelm you going forward. You can live your life fully and carefree without the worry of having another anxiety attack or a panic attack when you go into a crowd. Now, in those moments, to get the mind working again, to get this mind working again, to get functional again, you have to calm the body down enough for the mind to work. Your mind will not calm down if you got all these stress hormones in your blood, your heart rate's through the roof, your breathing's off. There's no way that your mind is gonna calm down. And why is that? Because the reason your body gets activated, the reason you get triggered like that, remember I said it's an old feeling that got triggered. Now, when I say an old feeling, I'm talking about a memory, some sort of memory, a vague kind of memory. The mind, you can think back to a time like, oh yeah, I remember I went to the store with John and I have this memory, and it's explicit in your mind. But your body also carries memory as well. And that's what's getting triggered off in those moments. So when you feel that surge of panic, that's an old feeling, and it's showing up as you noticed, butterflies in the stomach. You'll feel tension in your belly. You'll feel a lump in your throat. You'll feel tightness in your chest. This is an old memory that's showing up. It's just that you don't have an explicit scene running up here. It's a more, what we call an implicit memory that's showing up in your body in this way, this terror. And so as you'll be able to tell, it's like a younger feeling. The emotional maturity of that feeling is young, panic, terror. It's almost like a childlike emotion. So when you bring your mind down into the body, if you picture that emotion outside of your body, it's like a young child or something. When you bring your awareness down into the body, it's almost like you're making eye contact with this child now. And then when you change your self-talk from, hey, it's not a big deal, you're overreacting, you wouldn't talk to the child in that way. You would more soothe the child. So you have to change your self-talk to soothing. Soothe the child. If a child was in terror in front of you, you wouldn't say, hey, it's not a big deal, you're overreacting. You would soothe them like, hey, it's okay. And you need to change your self-talk to speak to yourself in this way, to speak to that stored bodily memory in that way. Soothe yourself. That's very, very crucial in this moment to get that body to calm down. Once that body calms down enough, you will get your working memory back, and you'll be able to get perspective on the situation and see it's not a life-threatening circumstance. And so you have to realize those are old, younger emotions. It's an old memory with emotions tied around them, and it's showing up implicitly in your body through these body sensations and through this terror and through this panic. That's what's happening. And if you saw this younger child or this younger person outside of you, how would you talk to them? You would soothe them. You would make eye contact, give them attention, and soothe them so they don't feel that panic and that terror anymore. And that's how you need to treat yourself in these situations. And I get it, sometimes those old feelings, they're too intense. There's just too much of a surge of that anxiety. So if you need more help, follow me on Instagram. Let's connect on there. because I get it. Sometimes you need more mentorship, you need more advice on getting to the root of where those feelings are coming from to stop getting triggered in the present moment. And you could also join our Facebook group. Both links are below the video, and you can ask me questions and get more of my support in the Facebook group as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it and find it helpful, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. All right, see you later.